Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Sarah the Rainbow Hearted Witch. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I needed that 2-week hiatus. So a few weeks ago, Nikolai and I went to the Prescott Gem and Mineral Show. It was the 17th annual. It was really fun. I highly recommend it. I actually learned a lot and we met and talked to a lot of really cool people. So that's why we came up with this idea. Actually, Nikolai did. He's like, why don't you do kind of like a show and tell and talk about the cool stories and the cool people you met there. So this show is not as big as the Tucson Gem Show. It's smaller, but there's so many great and cool rocks, and it's more personable because there's less people, so you can actually talk to the people that are selling their minerals. And everyone there was a wealth of information, and I really learned a lot. Like, we spoke with one gentleman and he was telling us how a lot of times, especially in the metaphysical community, they'll take a gemstone that's just like whatever, rename it, and then attach all these metaphysical properties when it's really not that big of a deal. So for example, shungite, which I love shungite. Shungite is super cool. We bought these 2 pieces, one for me, one for Nikolai. And he overheard me telling Nikolai about shungite and how it can purify water, and that it is used to block EMF frequency. So this guy, he was working this table, and I thought his name was Mel. So I kept calling him Mel, but he actually works for Mineral Exploration Location Services, LLC. So funny. So he kept looking at me funny, like, why is she calling me Mel? But he didn't say anything to me, so I didn't realize until I looked at the business card when I got home. So we bought a couple of gemstones. We bought the shungite from him, and we bought this really cool piece of calcite, franklinite, and willenite. And he had so much information. He was talking about how there was this woman who came out with some information. I forgot her name. I wish, I had written it down. It's been a couple of weeks now. And then Melody wrote Love is in the Earth. And then after that book came out, all these other books and all these metaphysical, like, gemstones kind of took off. Like, I personally love Judy Hall's books on the subject. She has the Encyclopedia of Crystals, and then she has little mini books that have really cool information in it as well. I couldn't find that one, so I'm going to be reading from this book. I don't have Love is in the Earth. That book was a little too, I've never jived with it, but I guess that's kind of the book that like started it all. So it was fascinating because he had told me, he's like, well, yeah, this, because it's made of carbon, is a really good purifier. However, once it's been tumbled, which these have been, well, what's it going to purify, because it's picked up all the impurities from the tumbler. So I was like, very logical point. And this is used to make ink. So I actually came home and did research because I wanted to verify that. I have to do my research myself. Let me see if I can bring it up. So it says the Shunga deposit contains an estimated total carbon reserve of more than 250 gigatons. It is found within a sequence of, metavolcanic rocks that are preserved in cuneiform. So that's just some information. It says uses. So this is from Wikipedia. Shungite has been used as a folk medical treatment since the early 18th century. Peter the Great set up Russia's first spa in Karelia to make use of the water purifying properties of shungite, which he himself experienced. He also instigated its use in providing purified water for the Russian army. The antibacterial properties of shungite have been confirmed by modern testing. So that's really cool. Shungite has been used since the middle of the 18th century as pigment for paint. and is currently sold under the names of Carbon Black or Shungite Natural Black. In the 1970s, shungite was exploited in the production of an insulating material known as shungite. Shungite is prepared by heating rocks with low shungite concentrations and is used as a low-density filler. Crystal healing pseudoscience proponents and 5G conspiracy theorists have falsely alleged the information belief that shungite may absorb 5G radiation. So it's debatable. I guess science hasn't proved that yet. So basically that stone is more than 98% carbon. So I had this elite piece of shungite, sorry, I wanted to call it carbon. And what you do is when you get this, I took a cotton ball with alcohol, rubbed it down, rinsed it under water really well, and then I actually put this in my water to charge it, to purify it, to cleanse it, to put the properties in. So not all gemstones are safe to actually put in water. There are some gemstones that are toxic that you can do just by putting it next to your water. It will charge. Or you could put it on the top like this, go put it in the sunlight, and you just made shungite essential water. That is actually how a lot of essential oils and not essential oils, but like, let me get back to you, because I took a class and we did all of that, like essence, how to make essence waters with the properties that you take water or whatever you're going to infuse with a property. If it can't be in it, you're gonna put it out in the sun. You can use like a clear cover or plastic wrap, put what you want to infuse it with on top, let it sit in the sun for like 24 hours, and then it's infused. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. So but I found that really cool. I'm not so much into the scientific properties of gemstones as much as the metaphysical. That's obviously what I work with crystals for, but plus, let's be real, they're pretty. And then we talked to another vendor who was telling us, that there were people there who were renaming crystals and just marking up the prices and, basically bullshitting. And so, I am kind of getting to that point where it's like, it's so trendy right now for crystals and gemstones and anything like witchy that, just like there is on Instagram and Facebook, all these fake accounts imitating real people, real accounts, and wanting your money. I guess it's no different than that. Everyone's trying to make a buck, but that's not what this video is about. We went to a gem show in Sedona, and I asked for a crystal that I had never heard of, and I thought it was so cool. And the prospectors, these are the people who go out and they actually mine the stuff. They actually find it. They looked at me like I had 10 heads, and they're like, ugh. And even though this was Sedona, they're like, she's one of those people. They're like, no, it's really this. And they told me, the scientific name, and they're like, they were just so annoyed, which I don't blame them, because that's your life when you're a prospector and you go to these places and you mine for it yourself, and then you have these woo-woo people making up shit. You're probably just like, what? That's gonna be annoying. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, that's shungite. At that table, we also got, now, other than the calcite in this gemstone, there's really the New Age people haven't taken franklinite or willenite and attached any metaphysical healings to it. But why we got this crystal is because it is so cool. You put it under black light and it glows. It glows green and red, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And I love glow in the dark stuff. So we were like, yeah, we've got to have it. So this is really only mined in Franklin, New Jersey. So, but there's lots, it's not something that's, in low supply. So this, I'm going to take a picture of in black light later to show you all. And then another gemstone that I had never seen before is this. I love this. I love spirals. I love circles. I love just, this is gorgeous. So it's called Stromalite. I also got a necklace. This is different colors and different variations. And so it came with this little booklet. I guess that mainly it's mined in Australia, but it's basically it's on a preserve. But this piece and this that's in the jewelry, these people, they found it in Arizona, I guess in southern Arizona. It's called Arizona Stromalite. George and Sharon Lane, rockingoldies.com, so you can find out more about it. This is such a beautiful stone. So it comes with this booklet that I read, and it's basically from the oldest living organism on the earth. And so basically what it is algae. So I looked up on a website to get more information. Stromalite, it's Greek for layered rock, microbial reefs caused by blue-green algae. So it's green-blue algae, which is so cool. The earliest form of life on Earth. The deposits are built up slowly. A single 1 millimeter structure may be 2,000 to 3,000 years old. The microbes that make up the formation are 3.5 billion years old. Before this came into creation, the air was only 1% oxygen. Then for 2 billion years, photosynthesizing stromalites pumped oxygen into the oceans. Once the water was saturated, oxygen was released to the air. And so once the air reached 20% oxygen levels, life on Earth was able to flourish and evolve. So this is from bushheritage.org, and this is a website out of Australia, and that is actually, it's a website to preserve like their reefs, because this in Australia is still, it's a living organism. They're alive. So this is so cool that they found this in southern Arizona. Obviously these aren't alive anymore, but it's gorgeous. So I looked at the metaphysical properties of this, and it says it aids you during time of change, helps you to stand in your power to fulfill your soul goals on a personal and planetary level. It can help you release outdated ancestral programming and mental programs which insist on you conforming to someone else's agenda. So if you are in Australia, especially with what's going on right now, I highly recommend you go find an ethically sourced piece of stromalite and work with it. This crystal it's not even really a crystal, it's definitely a mineral. Would be really important to like meditate and work with right now, since we are all releasing a lot of ancestral trauma. We're definitely going through and working through the dark night of the soul, shadow work, whatever you want to call it. Now is the time to do the work, the inner work. And you know, so I'm going to show you this side, because this is the side I absolutely love. Let me take off the sticker though of the price, because that's just cheesy. You know what, I can't get it off, so I'll have to work on that, but it's so pretty. I love this side even more than the other side. All right, so physically, stromalite, let's see, regulates fluid in the body. It aids the thymus, the throat, and kidneys. It helps if there's any kidney blockages. So this stromalite, it works with the Earth Star chakra, your base chakra, heart, and sacral. This was from crystallife.com/stromalite. Excuse me. So I did do some research. I'm going to talk about calcite later, because this is another piece of calcite. Like, it's so gorgeous. I've never seen one where it's green and then it has the brown. And I just think this is just absolutely beautiful. And then this is a really beautiful piece of blue calcite with iron in it. So it has this really cool banding in it. But we'll talk about that later. I actually do have notes on franklinite and willemite. So franklinite is named after Franklin, New Jersey, where it was first found. Franklinite is zinc and magnesium containing octagonal crystal of opaque black color with reddish brown to black streaks. So it says that it is used to aid in hair growth and aid in treating male reproductive system disorders. Helps clear unhealthy eyes. This is from information from crystalagatebracelets.com/blogs/news/4 most incredible benefits of franklinite. And then it says something, zinc, iron, manganese related to astrological sign of Gemini. So I'm thinking this is information on willemite stone. Works on the base chakra, good for grounding, aids in inventiveness and self-expression. And that's from essenceofmineralmakeup.com. Oh, that's still franklinite/franklinite. Willemite, zinc is found in mineral makeup. This stone has a hardness of 5.5 with a hexagonal crystal structure, generally found in the oxide zones of zinc and limestone rock. Willemite is known to be a rare mineral. It can be found in many colors such as white, gray, green, yellow, and even colorless. Pinkish brown willemite found in New Jersey, and they have a picture, so I'll flip this around. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a picture from New Jersey. Willemite's natural ability. If you are someone who has recently developed an interest in the spiritual world, then willemite can really help you. This mineral helps people in their spiritual and astral journeys as well. With this stone, you can develop the ability to open the doors to the other planes as well. It is also known to remove hindrances in any work which is done first time and removes nervousness and the fear in the hearts of the first timers. This mineral vibrates to the number 9 and is associated with the Gemini zodiac. It is known to increase the psychic energy of a person, so naturally it is associated with the third eye chakra. In the physical plane, this stone has been used to heal many fungal infections, hepatitis, and cure dizziness. If you have a problem in your eyes or cannot assimilate vitamin A for some reason, then this mineral can help you. There are many realms, planes, and even dimensions that we have not even dreamt of. Stones and other natural objects are like our support system to assist us in those planes. Willemite is one such stone. People who are into or want to get into astral travel can really benefit with willemite. There are many psychics who use willemite in their meditative practice to enter the realms beyond the physical plane. Though there are usually great friendly spirits who are waiting to welcome us in our astral form, there are other spirits as well who may not mean well. Hence, while you travel in the astral plane, you need to protect your astral and physical body. The mineral willemite can accomplish this for you. The luck factor. If you are one of those who is not yet prepared for astral travel, then you can use willemite for the luck factor. Willemite is one of those stones which helps you to manifest your desires and wishes by making sure that people and opportunities don't miss you. If you carry the stone in your conferences, tests, and business dealings, you are sure to strike gold. Women who are pregnant can benefit a lot from the stone. It's a powerful protector and enhances the fetal development and protection. Many a times, many radiations and pollutants may cause a problem in the fetus development. However, the use of willemite can prevent that and provide protection from radiation and all types of cellular mutation. If you believe in Murphy's Law and believe that nothing goes according to your plan, then willemite can be your lucky charm. This stone enhances synchronicity and helps you to become optimistic. Most people have reported an increase in the luck factor after wearing it. The purpose of each soul on this earth is ultimately enlightenment. Willemite can help you in your journey towards your goal. So this page is really great. I'm trying to see who wrote this. It just says copyright 2008 to 2017, essenceofmineralmakeup.com. So what else we found at the gemshow, which was really cool, was orange selenite, which I love. Now I previously had a piece of that I've gotten, which it's really rough, peach selenite, not orange selenite. So when I saw this bright orange, I was like, this is gorgeous. I love it. And the fact that it's shaped in a heart is awesome. And as you all know, I love selenite because selenite never needs to be cleaned. Even this orange one, it's a high vibrational stone, connecting you with the feminine energy of the moon. So selenite, you can use it to cleanse other crystals. So you can get something like this, or a plate, or you can get a bowl made of selenite. This is something else I wanted to talk about. This is the metaphysical aspects. You want to cleanse your crystals. You want to cleanse your gemstones. You want to do that metaphysically. So either cleanse it with putting them next to selenite, or you want to put them out in the sun if they are safe for sun. Now, not all stones are. Some are heat treated or color treated. And if you leave them in the sun for too long, especially Arizona sun, it's going to fade. You can run it through incense smoke. You can run them through, obviously sage smoke. If they're water safe, you have to check because not all crystals are water safe. You can run them underwater. Selenite is not water safe. Do not put selenite in water. Your crystal will dissolve over time. It won't happen right away, but it will dissolve. So if any of you are in the area, there is a rock gem and jewelry show October 16th and 17th, Saturday from 10 to 5 and Sunday 10 to 4, up at the Sedona Red Rock High School. This is the other one I was telling you about. This one's fun as well. And it's in Sedona, so very magical. Love it. We've also met really cool people there as well. That one is just a little different vibe. It's even smaller than the Prescott Gem Show and the Tucson, but that's okay. I like small and kind of intimate. You get to meet people and talk to people and ask questions, which is always fun. So let me talk about calcite. So green calcite right here is used for manifesting. Use this in your gardens. It also helps heal the heart chakra. It boosts the immune system. It's a healing crystal. So this information was from healingcrystals.com. It also reduces stress, but do make sure that you cleanse calcite after every use, especially if you're using it for healing on yourself. So the calcite I could find in my Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall. So I'm going to read what she has to say about calcite and then the orange selenite. So let me see. So in Judy Hall's book, it has the crystal system, which for blue calcite, it's hexagonal. The chemistry, it's calcium carbonate. The hardness is 3. Source, so where it's found in the USA, UK, Belgium, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Peru, Iceland, Romania, and Brazil. To work with this crystal, it works the best on the third eye and throat chakra. The zodiac sign is Cancer. The planet is Venus. And then it gives beneficial uses for. So this is for recuperation, blood pressure, pain on all levels, study, motivation, laziness, emotional stress, organs of elimination, calcium uptake in bones, dissolving, calcification, skeleton, joints, intestinal conditions, skin, tissue healing, immune system, growth in small children. It says it's a powerful healing and purification stone. Blue calcite absorbs energy, filters it, and returns it to the benefit to benefit the sender, in addition to carrying the generic properties of calcite. Genetic, that's funny. This stone quiets mental chatter and brings about clarity, excellent for initiating spiritual growth and for relaxation. Blue calcite soothes nerves and lifts anxieties, releasing negative emotions. It assists clear communication of thoughts and feelings, especially where there is dissent, and facilitates adapting to necessary change. Green calcite is also hexagonal because it's calcite. So I'm going to skip through all of the crystal system, chemistry, hardness, source. It's all going to be the same as the blue calcite. This one, the green, it's works on the third eye chakra, the past life chakra, which I've never heard of, and the higher heart. The number is 8. Zodiac sign is Cancer. Planet is Venus. Use this to grid your home or house or gardens. This helps with the immune system, bacterial infections, arthritis, joint pain, heartburn, ligaments, muscles, bone adjustments, fevers, burns, inflammation, adrenals, anger-generated disease, thymus, chest, shoulders, nervous tics, stuttering, neurosis, kidney, bladder, tumors, study, motivation, revitalization, emotional stress, organs of elimination, calcium uptake in bones, dissolving calcification, skeletons, joints, intestinal conditions, skin, tissue healing, growth in small children. It says the gardener's friend. Green calcite increases fertility and brings abundance and draws prosperity to a household. In addition to carrying the genetic properties of calcite, this mental healer dissolves rigid beliefs and old programs, restoring balance to the mind, letting go of what is familiar and comforting but which no longer serves. It facilitates transition from a stagnant to a positive situation. This stone encourages communication, verbal and metaphysical, and helps children hold their own in debates. Placed regularly on the body, green calcite absorbs disease and should be cleaned thoroughly after each use. So I added that after each use. Anyway, if you have orange calcite and you run a business, put it in your cash register. If you carry orange calcite in, or even citrine, place it in your wallet. It attracts abundance. It attracts money. So that's just another little tidbit for you. I'm going to go to orange selenite now. All right, so the crystal system for this is monoclinic. It's hydrated calcium sulfate. The hardness is 2. This is found in England, USA, Mexico, Russia, Austria, Greece, Poland, Germany, France, and Sicily. The chakras it works best with are the earth and sacral. So if you do anything creative, this is a really good stone to help with creativity, for inspiration. If you're a painter or an artist, definitely work with this stone. The zodiac sign is Taurus, beneficial for geopathic stress, judgment, insight, aligning the spinal column, flexibility, epilepsy, mercury poisoning from dental fillings, free radicals. Its finest healing occurs at the energetic level. So in addition to carrying the properties of selenite, orange selenite grounds angelic energy and aids earth healing. It is particularly useful for houses suffering from geopathic or electromagnetic stress. So if you work near computers all day, it's helpful to put this near your computer to help that. But as Wikipedia said, that's pseudoscience and misinformation, so take it for what you will, So we saw some exhibits. They were really cool. I'm going to show you the picture. I'm going to show you some, edit them in. So they had coprolites. So coprolite is a term for fossilized dung. These coprolites come from Utah and are generally regarded as being fossilized dinosaur dung. Why are they regarded as being fossilized dung? They are found in a region with other evidence of past dinosaur activity, fossil bones, and tracks. Occasionally, under microscopic examination, the remains of plant material can be seen in the coprolite. The shape of coprolite from this region is consistent, a rounded, knobby shape, usually somewhat flattened. So I'm going to just flip this around. I know you won't really see it very well, but we'll definitely put it in. That definitely looks like some dinosaur dung. It's just too funny. It was really cool. And I think, we didn't take a picture of the whole case. We just did that one. Oh, we did get, so we're gonna edit in that. Oh, here is a picture of me standing in front of more dinosaur dung. Too funny. So yeah, we had a really good time, and maybe I will see some of you all in October at the Sedona Rock and Mineral Fair. And then I also wanted to add, I had started talking about the importance of cleansing your crystals and how to go about doing that. And I didn't explain why. And I feel like a lot of times spiritual teachers and people who work with gems and minerals do not explain the importance of cleansing your gemstones before you meditate with them, before you use them. And I just recently watched a video on YouTube, clickbait. It was totally clickbait. I mean, the title was, I threw out all my crystals and gemstones. This is why. Well, if you listen to it, the girl who threw out all of her crystals and gemstones, first of all, didn't know how to work with them. She hadn't cleansed them, and she wasn't willing to do the spiritual work. So here's the thing. Crystals and gemstones, on the metaphysical level, you can meditate with them, you can use them in healing, but you do need to cleanse them. If they're sitting in a store, if you buy them in stores, they're absorbing everything that's in that store. And you don't want that. You don't know what other people's intentions, you don't know how many other people have touched that same crystal. You don't want their energy. You don't want to pick up their energy, their intentions, their fears, their dreams. No, you want to be able to program the crystal yourself and work with the beneficial energies of the crystals. Another thing is, just from my experience of working in a new age store, sometimes people like to go in there and just put curses on things. They like to try their own magic. They want to see how powerful they think if they go in there that, and they can do something, then that makes them a badass. And they think that the people working there or the owners, they see them as like a rival or, so they go in there and they put curses on things. So it's really, really, really important to cleanse your crystals. So you, like I said, you do that with using selenite, you use it by using sage, you use it by, if you can, you put it in a bowl of salt. Some people cleanse it by burying it in dirt. And of course, these time frames all differ depending on your beliefs. But it is really important to cleanse them before you use them. It's also important to cleanse them after you use them, especially when you're working on energy healing. You're doing things like Reiki or any kind of energetic work, or you're just laying them on your body yourself. It's very important, because when you use them again, you don't want to then transfer that energy to somebody else. So just as we have to cleanse ourselves physically and spiritually, gemstones, it's no different. Minerals, we have to cleanse these, especially if we're using them for psychic or, energetic reasons. It's just really important It's, you know, this girl felt like she was cursed or had bad luck, but like I said in the video, it was, you know, she would go to meditation stoned, and not knowing what she was doing, and not knowing where she was going. She didn't know what the stones were, what they did, or what they're, she just was given them, used them, or bought them, used them. You can't do that. Like, you're asking for, you're inviting. You're not asking. Let me rephrase that. That's really harsh. You are inviting in whatever energies have been in that stone if you don't cleanse and purify your crystal before working with it. So yeah, you could have potentially some bad luck if somebody touched it or programmed it previous to you. I've gotten rid of my own gemstones because they were charged. They were given to me by someone with bad intentions. And what I did was I cleansed them. I put them out in the sun. I saged them. I mean, I had already been doing all of this, but it's almost like if the curse or the intention is intended for you, it's going to come for you, right? So for me to break the karmic ties, to break that, I didn't throw out my crystals, because these crystals are beautiful, and they could be, somebody else could use it, especially if it's been cleansed. I'm sure that the curse or the energetic whatever was gone, but I just didn't want to have any emotional ties to this crystal. So what I would do is I went out in various places throughout the city, and I put them under a bush in the dirt, hidden kind of, but like enough that if somebody's really looking, they could see it. So if somebody else needed it in that time, they could find it and use it. So they were totally cleansed, like I said, but for me, because me knowing who gave it to me, yeah, sometimes you have to do that. I understand, or, you know, that cleansing for you individually isn't enough. Sometimes it's like you just have to get rid of that. That's how things are too. Our possessions, books, you know, mundane things, even pictures, paintings, knickknacks. Sometimes it, you know, who gave it to you, you just don't want that emotional charge, so you give it away. But to blame all your bad luck on a mineral or on your friend, I mean, I don't know who gave it to her, but at the same time, what I also tell people is, you do not dabble in the spiritual world. You do not dabble in even this. This is, you know, pretty basic spiritual. It's kind of like a stepping stone usually, this in Reiki. It's not, you're not working magic spells, you're not doing anything quote unquote scary. Crystals and gemstones are natural, they're of nature. They're just, you know, you can look at them as beautiful reminders of the gifts that Mother Earth gives us, or, you know, just the beauty that surrounds us, just as basic as that. And so to attach that it's evil or something like that to a mineral is, I don't want to say silly, but I think it's misguided. When you are on the spiritual path, I understand that certain paths use things like herbs and even alcohol in a ceremonial way to reach other states of consciousness, and to work with our deities. The difference is that ceremonial aspect of it, and the reverence you give to that alcohol, the reverence that you give to that plant. Now, this girl was saying, oh, I was totally stoned out of my mind. Okay, if you're totally stoned out of your mind and you're just going along for the ride, that's not giving that herb that you just smoked reverence. And it's also not giving the person you're with reverence, or the people or the gemstones you're using. So when you're doing spirituality, you have to be very tuned into yourself. You have to be able to listen to your intuition. Spirituality is all about learning to listen to your intuition, what is right for you, because everything out there isn't right for everybody. Gemstones, working and meditating with gemstones or healing with gemstones may not be right for you. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Tarot, oracle cards, it may not be right for you, don't do it. This is not a fad, you know, it's just like what I was saying earlier about the prospectors and the miners and the people who go mine this find it ridiculous, you know, the new agers, like, you know, myself, even though I don't really, that's just a convenient term, we'll just leave it at that, but they think they're ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous that this has become a fad and so many people are dabbling in it and not giving it the respect that it deserves. And I'm not here to be a gatekeeper, because this path is truly, truly, truly individual, and it really is up to you individually. It really is about you taking responsibility for yourself, your life, your healing, facing your fears, facing your inner demons, going into your subconscious, healing situations and problems, your own blockages. It's not a path for the faint of heart. You know, there's a part of me that loves the fact that it's a fad, because you can go buy crystals anywhere. But at the same time, there's that flip side of people dabbling and causing, you know, maybe not necessarily getting hurt, but like just getting lost. It's because you don't dabble with this stuff, and you can have fun, you know, especially in healing, especially in shamanic journeys. We say you're playing the shamanic drum, you're playing with a rattle, you're playing, like, when you are doing spirituality, it is about connecting with your inner child, healing the inner child, and how you do that often is through play. So there's correct ways of playing, and then there's I'm just being foolish. And I know that, you know, we've all been foolish. You know, a lot of us probably do start off on the path foolish. You know, we don't know really what we're getting into. But as Gigi Young says, once you start on this path, it will change you. It will change the way you view the world. It will change how you see the world. It will change how you see people in situations. There is no dabbling. And yes, you know, even myself, you know, as a teenager, I would start to read something and then get scared and stop. And we all take breaks, you know, or, you know, you need a break. You need just to rest. You can't take on any more information or go on any more shamanic journeys, and, you know, it's about assimilating the information and really listening to yourself. Like I said, it is about self-care. It is about healing. It is about becoming a fully actualized human being. So just dabbling, you know, not to be like scary, but it can be dangerous. Just like what they tell you, like meditation can be dangerous. You have to be in the right mindset. You have to have the correct intention, and you have to have an understanding and a knowledge of how to protect yourself, how to hold your own. And, you know, there are a lot of unknown and unseen forces out there in the universe, like what that author for the Willamite was telling you. You know, everything isn't all love and light. Everything isn't all good. And what I can tell you about working with angels, I know I used to, that's kind of what got me into this, as well as working with angels and the archangels, and they seem all love and light and beautiful, especially with Doreen Virtue. She makes them out to be that way, but angels can be fierce. Angels can be more fearsome than demons. I read a quote from a Kabbalistic author who said, if you want to kill someone, I mean, go to the Bible. Who do you call upon? You don't call on a demon, you call on an angel. Angels are warriors. Angels are fearsome. You don't play with angels. You don't play with angels. You don't play with demons. This stuff is serious. You're tapping into energies. Whatever your beliefs are, you're tapping into energies that take many, many, many years to even understand and comprehend. So you don't go into any of these things lightly. You don't go into anything and I'm just going to play with it. Have fun, but be responsible. Do your research, do your homework, know what you're getting into. Always cleanse yourself and whatever you're working with before you meditate. You don't always have to cast a circle, but your intention of being protected is really important because there are forces out there that we don't know. So it is always better to be overcautious and careful than to have something happen. So go have fun with your crystals. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below and please subscribe. I will be uploading videos every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Arizona time. Bye guys.